Is the First Descendant going to be a Destiny 2 killer? And the short answer for that question is going to be a resounding no. I know quite a lot of people in the Destiny community probably have asked this question when they first heard about the First Descendant and saw a bit of the gameplay trailers for it, but now that we've had an alpha and a beta to go through, I'm pretty much going to resoundingly say that no, this will not be a Destiny killer at all. And I'm going to go over why, because I feel like there's going to need some context rather than me just being a Destiny 2 player and then just saying, no, there will not be a Destiny 2 killer, even though it's pretty blatantly obvious. So I'm going to try and be generous to the First Descendant because I did enjoy the First Descendant for what it was, and if you take the context of we're not going to compare it to Destiny 2 or Warframe, the First Descendant actually stands up as a pretty decent game. But because we are going to be comparing it, I'm actually going to go over what the First Descendant actually has, which is probably going to be easier to start off with what it doesn't have. One of the biggest pain points is probably that there is no PvP, and that is a really big downside when you're trying to compare it to Destiny and Warframe, because both of them have PvP elements in their own right. For some games, it can work really well not to have a PvP fanbase, but in terms of things like Destiny and Warframe, or just MMOs in general, it's generally accepted that there is going to be some kind of PvP to it. But even when we look at the PvE content within First Descendant, you can easily say that it's nothing compared to what Destiny offers and also what Warframe offers. And you may have noticed I'm bringing Warframe into the discussion quite a bit, and that is just simply because I think the First Descendant is a lot more similar to Warframe than it is Destiny 2. And no, this isn't me saying it's going to be a Warframe killer either, because Warframe is in its own league compared to the First Descendant. And I think that's mostly to do with we've only had betas for the First Descendant, so we've not actually experienced the true end game yet. But I am frightened at what little we actually had, because we only had the main storyline to go through, and then you had the Void intercepts at the end. There wasn't really that much outside of that we could actually do. Whereas you take a quick look at Destiny and you basically have the New Light experience to go through, which will then bleed into the main Vanguard stuff, the seasonal story content, the DLC story content as well, and then on top of that, if you want to go for the endgame stuff, you have dungeons and raids. But I will say that the First Descendant has Destiny 2 beaten in one respect, and that is its price point, because the First Descendant is pretty much going to be free, and you're only going to be really spending stuff on cosmetic stuff, or at least that's what it seems like. Whereas Destiny 2 likes to charge you for every little thing that you can do. You like the look of the new seasonal armor? You're going to have to pay 1200 silver or $12 I think it is for that. You want to play the new endgame content with your buddies? Well, that's another $15 on top of that because you need to buy a dungeon pass. Or maybe you wanted this Season of the Haunted's armor set straight off the bat. You're going to have to pay a bunch of silver for that as well. But looking more towards the future, I'm probably going to say that the First Descendant has a lot more promise than Destiny does. And that is just literally because with Destiny 2, it's been going on for nearly 10 years now. A lot of us have pretty much played and done everything that Bungie could possibly offer. Yes, the storytelling will always be great and the skyboxes will always look phenomenal, because that is just Bungie's bread and butter when it comes to game development, but they are about to go into uncharted territory when the final shape drops. So what's actually going to happen for the future of Destiny 2? That is pretty much up in the air at the moment, and I don't know how it's going to fall. The First Descendant, on the other hand, yes, it's probably not going to have the biggest kind of boom it was hoping for, but there is a lot of potential in that game and they can expand it in numerous different ways. Like I've said in the past First Descendant video, you could literally just chuck in a few areas where you've got special enemies to kill and you'll get better rewards by doing that. They could easily expand on the Void Intercept idea or make a hard mode for the campaign, or if they really wanted to throw the hat into the ring, they could just add a PvP game mode. So there is a lot of things the First Descendant can still do, whereas with Destiny 2, it's kind of running out of those. But who knows, maybe I'll be wrong and Destiny 2 will be booming after the final shape, which is, I honestly hope that is the case. But with everything I can see when it comes to how they're going to be marketing their stuff going forward, and they're not actually removing the dungeon passes either, I'm a bit skeptical. But just to kind of finalize the video, if anything is going to kill Destiny, I think the community says it the best. It is going to be Bungie that kills Destiny 2 and nothing else. But that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment down below, and I shall see you all in the next one.